A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. Powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
Well, it's not high noon, but welcome in regardless to the Mason Crosby Show. My name's Mitch Nellis. His name's Tommy Wirtz. You've been listening to the leadoff show with Tommy Wirtz, doing yeoman's work. He gave you his parlay of the day. He gave you his predictions, keys to the games, all the great things. You can hear him before every single Milwaukee baseball game right here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. And now it's time for the Mason Crosby Show. It is Mike, hump day. That's right. It's hump day. So it's a human Wednesday for our friend, Mr. Crosby. And we are here just having a great time. Lots of day baseball going on around all of major leagues, not just our Brewers. Braves leading the A's is my sister-in-law, who's a hardcore Braves fan. She wanted to make sure I gave the Braves a little shout out there. And Miz did not give up a leadoff home run today. He, in fact, got a strikeout to start the game. So we're happy for him. And you're watching the game. I'm just watching it on the computer, Tommy. Has CB Buckner messed up yet?
Oh, I thought that fourth pitch was going to get, it was right there. That was right there on, a coin flip. And no, it's full count right now on Aranda and the pitch coming from Miz. Right. It's hitting the left field. It looks like it'll be an easy fly ball for Perkins.
Okay, so we'll keep our eye on this and other things. Do you have we didn't really prep for the show because you were doing the leadoff show and I'm at the beach and doing other stuff. Do we have the audio from last night, like while the Brewers guys were watching the CB Buckner debacle, the Powers line? It was a line drive, right? It wasn't hit on the ground. It was a line drive to second that kind of bounced out of the second baseman's glove. And then he threw it away. And then CB Buckner said that Bowers didn't step on first base, and maybe one of the most egregious calls in the history of planet Earth.
Yeah, we got some sound from it. I have the play all laid out here. I'll play it back for you.
Okay.
Bowers. Oh, in and out of the glove of Williamson. Throws it first. It's wide. It's backed up by Fortes. That should be a base hit for Bowers.
He never did make a move towards second base.
It's true. He turned the correct way.
So he's safe. Heck of an effort by Williamson at second.
Good job, Rock.
Touch first base and then was put out.
False.
So
That's
the
not true.
call from CB Buckner is that Jake Bowers missed first base and then was tagged out. Not that he made a move to second base,
right,
and was tagged out, that he flat out missed the bag. And I think that is the horrendous call. Where is CB Buckner looking?
He's not even looking at it. Why would he even
He's not
say
even
that?
looking at the bag.
Buckner was not even looking at the play.
He stepped right on top of first base. I'm not sure what CB Buckner's looking at there. That's ridiculous.
Well, I'm really excited for him to have
Is this
the play
Levering
tomorrow.
and Schrader?
Yes.
Okay.
Call's overturned. Milwaukee retains their challenge.
That's just a waste of time reviewing that.
At least review is available so you can get it right.
Yeah, no kidding. Everybody laughing at that call.
I mean, that.
Well, and then they show the video of Kevin Cash and Pat Murphy like watching each other and laughing. And I think those guys have a relationship. Like those guys have history and are good buddies. And the follow-up comment there was like, can't wait to see the text chain between the two of them later tonight. Because just an absolute mess and travesty of the game by CB Buckner.
Yeah, I mean,
basically.
Egregious call, and I get that's why there are moments where we need to have the replay system in effect because, I mean, that was Jim Joyce level of bad. I mean, that was obviously I've joked about it after on the post-game show yesterday. I mean, when you look up I would love to know the advanced analytics on what % of Jake Bauer's foot was covering up the base, because it would just be a ridiculous number that you would see. I mean, it was his full foot was stepping on the base. Yes. I don't understand what CB, but and in the replay, he is not looking at the play. He just straight up is not looking. No. I have no idea what he's paying attention to, but he is not looking at what just happened on the field. And he just flat out guessed at a point. And Why would you not?
Which is that's a weird guess. Why would you guess
why would you not guess safe? Why would you not guess safe if you're going to guess a call in general and just say, I thought he stepped on the base and then he didn't.
Right. If he missed it, then Tampa can challenge it.
Right.
And that's a reasonable challenge. Hey, I thought he nicked it. He must have just missed it. Okay. But like to guess that he missed the base, and so I wonder now with ABS and I think ABS, we're still only at like 52% of challenged calls get overturned just because you're dealing with like micro inches and just like a tiny space between the strike zone and the ball. But I do wonder, for years, we've known that CB Buckner is a horrible umpire, just like we knew Angel Hernandez was a horrible umpire. I do wonder now with ABS, CB Buckner, the last time he was behind the plate for the Reds game, he had 6 straight calls that were overturned, and a couple of them weren't even close. I do wonder if this does hasten the retirement of some of these umpires who've been living off, I'm in the union and I'm untouchable for years, and now that there's actual accountability. And again, I'm not fully in favor, and I don't think anybody's fully in favor of full robotic taking over the game. But to get calls like this right, we shouldn't need instant replay.
Well, and
this is something that everyone saw. If you were watching the foot, he stepped on the base.
Yes.
And CB Buckner's just in his own universe, which is inexcusable. And this is these are fireable offenses. In 2011, when Renicky put Markham on the mound, I said Renicky shouldn't. This is a fireable offense. And I know he got the team into the NLCS, and that's great. But to put an injured Markham on the mound for Game 6 against the Cardinals, you can lose your job for that. I know the union's ironclad, but CB Buckner, you should lose your job for the call you blew last night.
So there have been just about 12,000 balls and strikes called so far in Major League Baseball this year, 11,976. Okay. Wow. 286 of those have been challenged. 155 of those calls have been overturned. 70 of those misses are by less than 1 inch off the zone. So everything has been, for the most part, pretty clean, and the umpires have done, if you're missing a call on the black,
umpires are doing a good job.
Yeah, you're missing a call over there. However, I did read off some of these numbers, and they are subject to change because these were leading up until, I believe, before yesterday's game. But it is quite alarming on how impactful one switch of the call has been in the ABS system so far this year. So the 3 people that are allowed, or the 3 positions that are allowed to challenge. By the way, did you know that when a position player is pitching, you cannot challenge an ABS ball or strike?
You know what? My nephew, who is a baseball knucklehead, told me that this morning. I did not know that before today, but he did let me know that this morning. I think it's because eephus pitches and they're just trying to throw the ball. They're not. That's not a typical ball throwing pitcher situation.
Yeah, I get it, but still kind of lame, kind of weird. Maybe is the right way for it. But this was going into the games yesterday. All right, so I don't know how this data has changed in this drastic part, but really after that first weekend is what we were looking at. And so the 3 positions that are allowed to challenge are the pitcher, the catcher, and the hitter. Right. When the batting team challenges, a successful challenge. So when the hitter challenges and it is a successful appearance, 47% of the time that led to a walk in that at-bat. Okay. When the pitching team had successfully challenged, 3% of those at-bats led to a walk. That's it. It's a huge difference when you overturn one of those.
You add a strike to a count that should have been a ball. That changes the entire at-bat, no doubt about it. I wonder what the percentage of correctness is, because I know
I have that.
Pitchers. I don't think Chris Sale is on his own, but I think Chris Sale is one of a number of pitchers who've said, "I'm not going to challenge."
So
ever.
through that,
and I actually think I actually don't know how many pitchers should be challenging. I really think it's a catcher hitter thing.
Well, so Mitch, again, through that first weekend, only 5 pitcher challenges the entire time.
Yeah.
There were 78 batter challenges and 92 catcher challenges. Just 5 times did a pitcher challenge during that. The success rate of the batter was about 42%. The success rate of catchers was 64%. And that should show you enough on why the pitcher is not challenging, because the pitcher was 2 for 5 during that time. But another thing, just to bring
let
up,
the catcher handle that.
The last one I want to bring up here, the K percentage. Also, when the batter successfully challenges, a 17% K percentage. When the pitching team successfully challenges, 62% strikeout percentage in those ABs during that time. The on-base percentage when a batter challenges successfully, 567. The on-base percentage when a pitching team challenged successfully, 183 in those ABs.
Yeah.
It's a huge difference in the game.
Absolutely. And I think that makes sense. And I'll bet that correlates to if you are batting with a 1-1 count and the next pitch is a strike and goes to 1-2 versus the next pitch is a ball and goes to 2-1. I'll bet those numbers correlate with whether it's a challenge call or not, with what the next pitch is, if it's a ball or a strike. I think batting with a 2-1 count versus batting with a 1-2 count is astronomically different and probably correlates to a 560 on base versus a 180 on base. Like that probably is in line with what pitching balls and strikes means to the game.
Yeah, Brewers go down 1-2-3 in the bottom half of the first, 0-0 heading to the top of the second. No one has reached base so far for either team.
No, we got your updates right here. We will keep you updated on everything that's going on with the Brewers. But we are going to talk a little bit about our Milwaukee Bucks. Giannis, I saw some national stuff today about Giannis, why it makes sense for him to stay in Milwaukee. And so I want to talk about that. Again, I stated on the show yesterday, I do not think Giannis is going to play another game as a Milwaukee Buck. Even though, we all know, drum roll, please, breaking news, please, Alex Antetokounmpo made his NBA debut last night with the Milwaukee Bucks, scored 3 points in 3 minutes.
Dominican high school zone.
That's right across the street from my house. And he was 3 for 4 from the free throw line. He did miss his lone 3-pointer. But he did score 3 points in that game. So we'll keep our eye, and we'll get into that discussion. Do you want Giannis to stay in Milwaukee? Does it make sense for him? Does it make sense for the Bucks? And what do the Bucks do if it's time to part ways? And with new Hall of Fame inductee, so we hear, Doc Rivers, what does that mean for the future of the franchise as well? It's a Wednesday hump day here on the Mason Crosby Show. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. You are listening to the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network.
Time for a fan weather report brought to you by Aaron's Snowblowers here. Right now in Milwaukee, 34 degrees, a high of 35, 17-mile-an-hour winds here for the Milwaukee area and Hales Corners. Going to be cloudy all day today, high of 56, chance of showers tomorrow. There's your fan weather report brought to you by Aaron's Snowblowers. Weather report brought to you by Gravely Zero Turn Commercial Mowers, Aaron's Snowblowers. Thank you for the fan weather report.
A Super Bowl champion.
The Green Bay Packers have won the Super Bowl.
The Packers' all-time leading scorer.
A game winner for Mason Crosby.
It's time for the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Nellis on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network, powered by the Potawatomi Sportsbook and on the free Odyssey app.
This is the Mason Crosby Show. Welcome into the 1 o'clock hour here on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. A shorter show as we had the leadoff show before Brewers baseball and, of course, Wisconsin Sports Daily, and will take us into the post-game show.
Dude, CB Buckner,
the Potawatomi Sportsbook.
It's not good right now. It's not good.
It's not good right now?
He just wore something off of a foul tick, and now they're checking him out. Training staff's out there. It's yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Hold on.
He's crying.
Tommy,
he's crying
is
right
this
now as well.
Is this a WWE situation where, like, they have a faked injury to, like, early retirement?
I think he's done. I think he's leaving the game. I think they're gonna do the rest of this game with 3 umps. They're clapping him off at American Family Field.
Well, yeah, I mean, he got hurt.
Yeah, I think that CB Buckner is out of the game. So that 7.5 line, all bad beats now here.
Wow.
I
do wonder. And I don't know that I've ever seen this before. Can he come back? Like, if a player's taken out of the game, obviously you can't. I assume if an umpire or if a referee in a basketball game or a football game, like, gets hurt and has to come off for an inning or two and is healthy enough to come back, like, I assume they can come back. I mean, I'm not saying that's what's going to happen. I assume if you get taken out, you're done. But I do wonder, like, what the rule is officially if an official in a sport is taken out of a game.
I wonder what it does for the pitchers in this game too. Yeah. And like we said,
because you prep for, well, but except that I wonder if pitchers don't prep for an umpire's strike zone the same way they used to, because you have ABS and it's pretty straightforward now, as opposed to you had to know an umpire. Does he typically go high? Does he typically go low? Is he a bigger strike zone? Does he pinch you? Those things don't exist the same way. This is the Mason Crosby Show. We are on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network throughout the state of Wisconsin and beyond, on all the apps. Wherever you listen to your podcast, you can find us as well. Just type in Mason Crosby Show. If you get to Crosby's Crew, you'll be watching lots of Mason and Molly drinking wine. But if you get to the Mason Crosby Show with Mitch Thunder Nellis, then you can dive into Wisconsin sports. Speaking of Wisconsin sports, we will keep an eye on the Brewers game and developing situation there with home plate umpire CB Buckner being taken off the field. The Milwaukee Bucks are at the Houston Rockets tonight. The Bucks have been playing a lot of home games recently, if you've been following and playing along at home. Bucks with a kind of a terrible win last night against the Mavericks, if you look at the standings, and we'll dive into that in a second, I promise. But we just got the report 5 minutes ago from Bucks Media about who is out tonight. So do you want me to give you that list, Tommy, or do you just want to guess who is available on the roster? Like, what's the best way? I want to tell you 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 players are listed as out, which means the Bucks only have 7 players plus their two-way available players. So they only have 9 players total available for the game
so
tonight.
is Cormac a part of the two-way, right? Cormac Ryan?
Cormac Ryan is part of the two-way, and he is available tonight.
All right. Is Alex Antetokounmpo available tonight?
Alex Antetokounmpo is available tonight. 2 for 2.
Jericho Sims.
Jericho Sims is available tonight. 3 for 3. Yes.
Has Kuzma been playing during this stretch?
Kyle Kuzma, right Achilles tendinopathy. He is listed as out. Kyle Kuzma is out.
Okay. How about Ryan Rollins? Is he available?
Ryan Rollins is available. Ryan Rollins is going to score 50 tonight because nobody else is going to score at all.
Gary Trent?
So,
Gary Trent?
yes,
in the
Gary
game?
Trent is going to score the other 50, and that's all your points for the Milwaukee Bucks.
Oh, my God. This is brutal. Miles Turner played yesterday, right? Is he playing again today?
He did play yesterday. He's out with a left ankle sprain.
How about Pete Nance?
Pete Nance is playing tonight.
All right. Okay, so that's it. That's the Bucks roster, right? Who else?
Usman Jang and AJ Green, Andre Jackson Jr. And that is everyone.
That's everyone playing.
So Giannis is out with a left knee hyperextension and bone bruise. Thanasis is out with a left calf strain. Gary Harris is out for personal reasons. Kyle Kuzma, right Achilles tendinopathy. Kevin Porter Jr., right knee synovitis. Bobby Portis Jr., left wrist sprain. Taurean Prince, neck surgery, injury management. Miles Turner, left ankle sprain. That is crazy.
Yeah, this Bucks team, is this the worst 30-win team of all time? How did this team win 30 games?
I mean, they still had Giannis for a bunch of the games.
But they weren't even that good with him.
I know. They are 30-45. Tommy, you're from a big family, right?
I'm
taking a left turn.
Three
siblings. A total left turn.
Three siblings.
Is there ever like yelling in the family? But it's not like people aren't yelling at each other and mad. It's just like people get loud and everybody wants to be heard, and it's kind of like people are laughing, but it's maybe borderline too loud and could develop into a situation. Does that ever happen?
That's called like a day that ends in Y in my family.
All right.
Yeah, like
right.
It's four of me's talking
Yes.
like over each other. Yes.
So I married, I'm an only child of a single mom.
Okay.
Just me and Bubby, as we call her. That's it. That's the list. I'm married into a family where Mrs. Thunder is one of four, with two very opinionated parents. My in-laws, I won the in-law lottery. They're amazing. But like when we all get together in a house, you never know if somebody's mad at each other or if they are, or what's going on. You just have no idea. And so like, I just heard yelling from the kitchen and I'm like, and it is all hands on deck because the next 3 nights are all like major meals inside the house. So like some people are doing stuff for tonight. Some people are doing stuff for tomorrow night. You know, there's veggies and main courses and desserts and all different parts. And I'm like, like, is this World War III starting in the house or are people just having fun? And I never know, like, especially if I'm hearing it like out the side of my ear.
Is that,
not in part of
right. Was that supposed to be like, is that what it's like being in the Bucks front office right now or the Antetokounmpo household?
Right. I think more the Antetokounmpo household.
Okay.
Like, do you think right now, like Giannis last night, I was watching the end of the game and they were talking about how like Giannis was nervous for Alex getting into his first game. And he, number 29, he looked fine. You know, again, he scored 3 points. He made 3 free throws. But what a mess of a team right now. So last night, Sims, Trent, and Rollins all started, but Kuzma and Turner, who are out tonight, they also started. Prince played 22 minutes. He's out. Jang with 29 minutes and Usman Green. I mean, do you just go Rollins, Trent Jr., Green, Jang, and Sims and just go small and try to run? Like, or does Pete Nance start, who had 16 minutes last night and 11 points? I don't know that it matters. Like, but it's such a weird situation that I don't know if there are guys who could be playing who are deciding not to play, or like is Bobby's left foot sprain that bad? Is Miles' left ankle sprain that bad? Could they play if they were fighting for a playoff spot or fighting for playoff position or in a playoff game? But because they're 30-45, does it not matter? And 414-677-1250 is the Nikolai Law Talking text line. Like, do you care? Do you care that the Bucks have 8 guys listed as out tonight? Does it bother you? Would you rather see guys who are like banged up but could play? Would you rather see them play? Or are you like, no, that like the season's over. Like, you know, there's 7 games left. Why get hurt worse? Why risk something? Just don't play. It's okay. And I don't know the answer there.
I'm looking over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook for some betting odds here. Do you know the spread? Do you know the spread off the top of your head?
So I saw earlier that it was 17.5. Is it still?
It's 18 over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. That puts the Bucks at plus 1,000 to just win today.
So as you know, I'm in the state of Florida right now, where I have the Hard Rock app at my. I'm taking Houston minus 17.5 right now, and I'm putting $5 on it.
They don't even have player props of any Bucks because they don't even know who's going to play.
Right, because they've never heard of these players. Yep.
You can't. There's no Ryan Rollins line anywhere or anything like that.
Yep. Hey, 920 has a question on the text line, and we can't help, but somebody should be able to. Quick question. I thought if you did the Brewers app, you could watch all the games with no blackouts. I am blacked out. Why is that? So the first thing I would say is make sure you're on the Brewers feed and not the Rays feed, because that is something that does happen to some people sometimes, is they click on the wrong feed. Beyond that, I don't know why the game would be blacked out today. It's not on.
It's not national.
No, it's on Brewers.tv, it's MLB.tv, and it's on Rays.tv. It's not national. It's not on the MLB network. So just make sure you're on the Brewers.tv feed, not MLB and not Rays. Beyond that, I don't know how to help you. And I think this isn't the first question we've had, and we'll get to back to the Bucks in a second. But Tommy, there have been some hiccups here. Like, this has not been a seamless transition to Brewers TV or MLB TV. I think there's been some confusion and some issues with what people are like last year. I could not watch on the Spectrum app. I'm a subscriber. I could not watch the Brewers on the Spectrum app, but I could on the FanDuel app, right? Because I was a Spectrum subscriber. Well, this year I assumed that I still can't watch on the Spectrum app. It's still blacked out, and I still need to be in a local market to watch in the Spectrum app. But I go to Brewers.tv or MLB.tv, and then it says I don't even have the option to log in through my cable provider, which is like, that's pretty crappy. Like that's got to be broken. That can't be right.
Well, there's been
I have Spectrum. I shouldn't be paying the $99 for Brewers.tv if I'm already paying for the channel that they're on Spectrum.
Yeah, there's been a big problem with it with some people in our office here. Even we've had Sparky have an issue with trying to get hooked up with his Brewers TV. I think he finally just got it to work like a day or two ago. Snide had tweeted out, Brandon from 9 to noon, that he was having issues. I don't know why some people are having some of these restrictions with Brewers TV. And I am someone who purchased it knowing that I'm probably never going to even use it, just to make sure that I have it. So I have no experience on how to troubleshoot with it because I have just been watching everything on Spectrum to this point. But it is annoying. I don't notice a massive difference. I know they were like all these broadcast things that are going to change. And I mean, there's no.
Did anybody buy that?
There's no like special effects that are on this game or screen. They have a couple of fun little stats that pop up throughout the game. And if I see drone cam or wire cam powered by whatever phone network ever again, I mean, this is ridiculous. It is the one good news from it. It is a walking billboard for our friends over at the Potawatomi Sportsbook. I mean, they got the what's it called, watermark. And the other notice I have is that the pitcher's mound now also has Potawatomi on it as well. As the Brewer game finally getting back and going now here. Fortes a two out single. CB Buckner is out of the game, and there are only three umpires now the rest of the day.
Yeah, crazy. All right, I'm seeing what I can do here. I'm pretty sure I've already get it on the Google Play Store. Let's open the app. So back to the Bucks, though. The Bucks 17.5 point, 18-point underdogs tonight in Houston. Nobody's playing. I don't know that I like the under because they played with very few players against the Clippers on Sunday, and it went to 240. The game against the Spurs on Saturday did go under. Last night's game, which they beat Dallas 123 to 99. Let's see. Do I have what the over under was there? Gamecast. Let's see if that pops up. I don't have it right here. Yep, it was 231. So that game went way under. I think under's probably a good bet. The problem with last night's game, if you're following along at home, is as we all know, the Bucks have the worst of the picks between the Bucks and the Pelicans this
WSSP,
year.
can you get your name where you're calling from?
Oh, Tommy's mic's still on, answering the phone. I love it. This is inside radio at its best. So right now, the Dallas Mavericks have the number 6 overall pick. New Orleans is 7. They are half a game better than the Grizzlies.
I think that's the first time I've ever done that, Mitch. Sorry.
Yeah, you've never done that
I've
before.
never done that. Yeah, my bad.
You are like locked into that.
I know.
6, 7, 8, 9. The Bucks have the 10 pick. They are one game better than the Bulls, fighting for that 9 seed. The Mavericks are like, the Pelicans are sandwiched in between Memphis and Dallas. So if Dallas had won last night, New Orleans would have moved up from 7 to 6, and the Bucks would have moved up from 10th to tied to 9th. So the Bucks not only wanted to lose last night for themselves, but also for the Mavericks and the Pelicans in that race for the number 6 pick. So a bad win all the way around for our Milwaukee Bucks last night, which was very, very frustrating. 414-677-1250. So do we have a caller?
Yeah, we got Ram, north side of Milwaukee. You're up on the Mason Crosby show. What's up, Ram?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Mitch? I hear your question.
What do you got, Ram?
Mitch.
Yep.
Hey, I'm a true hooper, but I'm just looking at it from this standpoint. I think the plug was pulled maybe 2 weeks after the All-Star game. And I just think right now nobody in the rookie class is going to help the Bucks. So they definitely looking in the free agency market. So it's good.
But they don't have any money. Ram, they need a high pick. If they don't get a high pick, this franchise is in trouble, man.
Well, I'm gonna say this. I just as a hooper, and I've been what I'm saying is, we got to stop trying to compare these players. Like if you look at the Dream Team '92, they're not close to that because those guys stayed in college longer. They was under better coaching and playing. So you look at the Dream Team. There was nobody on the Dream Team was one and done. And it's only one of them that's not in the Hall of Fame, including coach. So let's do that as a bear. So what I'm saying is, in today's NBA, when you even look at Cooper Flag, he's not impacting Dallas. Even if
I mean but listen, Ram. Right. If Kyrie and AD were healthy, that'd be a totally different team. Like they are losing this year on purpose to get another high draft pick to team with Kyrie and Cooper next year.
You're talking about maybe 60 points. And I don't see 60. I barely like Cooper at his best, right? As a rookie, he's probably doing the best he can. Like he's not going to dominate the NBA as a rookie. It's not going to happen. But what I'm saying
I agree.
With the Bucks right now, I didn't understand them letting Cam Thomas go. I thought that was just a bumble. That's just me. And I've seen Cam play since 8th grade. But I don't think that was Doc doing that. That's John Horst once again. He let Drew go. Remember that. So in the NBA, if you don't have a backcourt, I just don't see you making impact. And Mitch, I'm just being straight up.
And Ram, I don't even think it has to do with the backcourt, Ram. I think it just has to do with players in general. Like you could argue that Rollins and KPJ are one of the best parts of the Bucks, but they're just not good enough. Like, and it's not, but they don't have forwards. They don't have fronts. Right. They have Giannis when he's healthy and nothing else. There's nothing there, Ram.
Okay. I see, and 3 things I got to have in basketball. You got to have athleticism, talent, and IQ. And I think we got to always throw IQ in the picture because athleticism, everybody in the NBA is athletic. Everybody else. But when we talk about IQ and knowing how to play and win, now there's something a little different. So going forward, I don't know what's going to happen. We the whole Giannis conversation, this piece, but I'm thinking they might just start it from the bottom. If Giannis,
I think they might too.
They got to start from the bottom.
Well, and I think that's what might happen. I think they might trade Giannis, and that's how it works. Ram, thanks so much for the call.
I'm gonna take it off the call. Who out of the draft picks that you see? I mean, rookies are coming in. Who would you like?
I mean, I hear your question, but knowing that the Bucks right now are the number 10 spot, if they stay where they are, nobody. Like, I mean, I like the kid from Tennessee. I like Acuff from Arkansas. I love Devonta from BYU.
What if they got Mara from Michigan at that 10 spot? One with a massive dude.
Yeah, no, I mean, he can't play in the NBA. He's
getting a lottery pick.
Right, but so was Zach Edey.
Yeah,
he didn't make any difference for Memphis. Like,
Yes.
centers you can't have centers play that, like, unless the rest of your team is set and you just need a defensive anchor who's going to protect the rim and finish around the rim. Like, that has to be the missing piece that you need to be better. He's not a guy who's going to make the team better.
Well, yeah, and again, you're in a 3-player draft with that. It's a deep class where you're going to find a lot of great role players over the years.
I mean, the kid from Michigan, not Mara, but
Yaxel,
Yaxel Yengeval or whatever. Like, he's a really good player. Ament from Tennessee is a really good player. He might develop into something. I made the comparison yesterday that he reminds me a little bit of a young Chris Middleton, just the way he plays and how smooth he is. But again, Chris Middleton didn't become Chris Middleton till 4 or 5 years into the league. Like, it's just not the way it works.
Should we do a daily tankathon to see where the Bucks would land in the lottery?
Sure. You just hit the button.
Yeah.
So right now they are slated to get the 10, and New Orleans is slated to get the 7. Remember, the better of those picks goes to Atlanta. The worst stays with the Bucks.
New Orleans jumped up to 4, going to the Hawks. Jumped up 2-3, jumped up 4 spots. The Bucks stayed at 10 in this one.
Yeah. And who do they pick? Does it say who they pick?
No, I mean, it's just Sims the lottery. Should I do it one more time? See if it gets any better?
No.
It was 10. It was literally 10 again.
You only get one shot. At it. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. We are on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network statewide and beyond on all the apps, wherever you're listening to all the great content you hear on the show. Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh in the mornings, 9 to noon with Kuhn and Rami and Brandon. Us, of course, from noon to 2, and Wisconsin Sports Daily with Big Chuck and Sparky every day right here. And then Wisconsin Sports Wrap Up sometimes when there's not a
there's a wrap up today. There's a half-hour wrap up today. So from 5:30 to 6. Yeah, we'll be live local all the way till 6 o'clock.
Wow. What do you just go live and just talk about what your favorite Easter foods are?
We are, I believe, going to play back some of Doug Gottlieb from earlier in the day already.
What did Doug you have to say today?
Well,
you know what?
Listen.
That's one of my favorite segments of the week, and I'm not even being facetious here. Doug Gottlieb on Inside Wisconsin Sports with Trevor and Josh there's a reason he was a national talent.
Yeah.
He is really good. And when whatever your investment is in UW Green Bay basketball, which I'm a fan, I want them to win. I think it's great for the state when we have 4 really good D1 programs. By the way, we got to talk about Zenz from Arrowhead as well. But Doug Gottlieb is really good when he just talks about everything and shares everything that's going on in his brain.
Yeah, I completely agree. It's a great get for Inside Wisconsin Sports, and every Wednesday at 8 o'clock, you can hear Doug Gottlieb on with Trevor and Josh.
Yep. I know we had promised Ashley Washburn today at 1 o'clock. She had to reschedule. Some stuff came up. She had an amazing interview with Pat Murphy. So if you go to WTMJ Channel 4's website, just Google it and you click on sports, you'll find it. It's really, really good. And one of the things that she was most proud of is she ends every interview she does by saying, is there anything else you wanted to talk about or we didn't cover? Because they talked about the Brewers. They talked about fatherhood. They talked about stuff. And Pat just talked about how important Milwaukee is and how much he loves Milwaukee. And it was absolutely great. Jim Ozarski, Bucks beat reporter for the Milwaukee Journal Sentinel, is going to join Sparky at 2:20 today. John Greenberg from the Milwaukee Admirals, he'll be on at 3:20 as well. So all sorts of good stuff. No reason to go anywhere else. Keep it locked into the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network right here. He's Tommy. I'm Thunder. We are the Mason Crosby Show. bow, 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 bow. This is the Mason Crosby Show on the Wisconsin Sports Radio Network. My name is Mitch Nellis, a.k.a. Thunder from 30A. So if you're down at Seaside, I'll be at Pickles in about an hour. You want to grab a burger or a shake, you go right ahead. Let's do that. Half of Whitefish Bay, by the way, is in Seaside right now. Like I'm just getting like report after report from like different families who are here, who are hanging out. There's definitely a party busted a couple nights ago with lots of teenagers, lots of Whitefish Bay teenagers. Just saying. Might want to look into that.
Did you call the cops on them? Was it you?
I didn't, but you might want to make sure your kids are okay. That's all I'm saying. If you're around the corner, there's a couple families from Brookfield and Sussex who are hanging out. I was literally driving by their house last night, and I saw the Brewers broadcast on their television, like on their big screen through the window. And there were a couple of people like walking up on the stairs to get into the house. And I stopped and I said, "Hey, where you guys from?" They said, "Wisconsin." I said, yeah. I can read a license plate. I know where you're from. Where are you from? They're like, "Oh, it's out of Milwaukee." I said, yeah. Where are you from? They're like, "Oh, well, we're from Brookfield and they're from Sussex. We got friends across the street who are from Brookfield." I'm like, "Oh, Whitefish Bay." And they're like, "Oh, cool." And it's, just that nice bonding. I like to wear my, whether it's Brewer stuff or my Wisconsin branded T-shirts.
I got a call yesterday during the post game show. So we were talking. Tim was doing an old manism where he was like playing "What's in His Pocket."
Yeah,
and it was just you couldn't imagine what's in your pocket right now, Mitch.
Literally nothing.
So I have just
maybe
in my
maybe a little change. Sometimes a pen. Though pen stabs me sometimes. Obviously keys or wallet, phone, like keys, phone, wallet.
Right now in my pocket currently I just have my AirPods. Okay. And
are they in their case?
They're in their case. Yes.
Okay.
My AirPods case. I have my phone off to the side, my wallet, my keys get put over in the office, and I pretty much leave them there all day. And then he was talking about he was going to the bank, right? And I had brought up the take of how being the Cudahy guy, the direct deposit got like they killed local bars because now you can't go cash your checks over at the bars. I actually had someone call in, was like, "You are absolutely correct." And I just wanted to let you know that our take of bar scenes being ruined because of direct deposit actually had some traction, and they thought I was too young to know that, but that's the Cudahy in me. Well,
yeah, you know that because you're Cudahy. I think most people your age wouldn't know that, but that was such a part of the culture. If you're following along at home, it is 2-0 Bad Guys. Yandy Diaz with another home run. Is this going to be a thing all year where like the same guy hits multiple home runs against the Brewers?
It was Luis Matos, and now he's on the good guys last year. Remember?
Yeah, that's true. So we'll keep an eye on 2-0. Mizrowski gives up a home run. It's only the top of the third, so plenty of time. I'm not worried yet. If the Brewers get to 4 runs, they will win this game, and I predicted they will score 6. So I feel pretty good about it. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law talk and text line. Someone in the 414 wants to know if we could play Lane's call from the game last night. I assume that's the radio call, which we're not allowed to play. Is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Like we can only play the TV call of CB Buckner messing up. And you know what I didn't hear, Tommy? I never heard the Rays call on it. I assume the Rays call was also pretty funny, just because like it was kind of like everybody was in on this together. Like that CB Buckner is awful and terrible and kind of a mess. Because it's a mess. T in Lacrosse writes in 100% first, get rid of Horst, the GM of the Yucks, because he is the reason the Bucks are in this mess, and then trade Giannis. Man, I like John Horst. I don't love John Horst. I like John Horst. I don't know. We celebrated when the Bucks got Miles Turner. Like we thought, remember we celebrated, Tommy?
We did.
Like we thought that was the right move. We thought that was going to be a positive move. We thought that was going to be an exciting move for this franchise to get a borderline all-star, not an all-star, but a borderline guy, 17 points, 8 rebounds, hits threes, moves well, athletic, a younger Brook Lopez is what we were looking for. And if you look at his stats throughout the year, he's been much better when he's played with Giannis than when he's played without Giannis. but it hasn't gone well. Like his overall numbers are terrible. His health is terrible. And he's in the middle of a 4-year, $104 million deal, whatever it is, 100 million plus. It just hasn't gone well. And I don't know. I wonder, and I do wonder this. I don't know whose final decision. Obviously, the owners have to sign off if you're going to cut a player like Dame and take a 5-year, $15 million per year cap hit to do that. But I don't know if that was Horst's idea originally or if it was Haslam or Edens or somebody else in the front office. Did that work out or not? Could they have traded Dame and gotten something? Do you keep him on the roster just so you have more flexibility and you eat the 2 years of the contract that it was instead of spreading out into a 5-year situation? I'm not a mathematician. I let those people who make way more money than I do make those decisions. If you paid me like that, I would do the work for it. I promise. But until you pay me John Horst's salary, I'm not doing his job for him. But I can have opinions and I can have suggestions. And I'm worried right now that this team is, that they trade Giannis for a couple picks and a couple players. They go forward with Rollins and KPJ and Zhang and Miles Turner. They probably move on from Kuzma and Portis and, try to get rid of Taurean Prince if they can. I don't know what you do with AJ Green. If somebody thinks, AJ Green, I think on a better team could have some value as just a knockdown guy. I'd love to see what they could trade and get for AJ Green, even if it's just like a little something. But if you are of the opinion that it's time for Giannis to go, like this is a total revamp that it is really going to take years. Like it really is. It's going to take years. And we also know as Bucks fans that we've been there before. Before Giannis and even Giannis's first year, like things were terrible for years and years and years and years. And can the Deer District, can the statewide marketing, can the Bucks figure this out while they continue to raise ticket prices and gouge people on gear and concessions? And what is the financial feasibility of a bad Bucks team in Wisconsin as opposed to a bad Wizards team in Washington, D.C., much bigger metro area. I kind of look at Sacramento, like how's Sacramento doing this? Like, how do they survive as a franchise? Because they're not a huge city. They're not a huge tourist location. And like, what is the sensical feasibility of the Sacramento Kings as bad as they are? And what can the Bucks learn from what the Sacramento Kings are doing? I mean, should Sacramento have traded Sabonis before he got hurt and out for the year? Should they have traded DeMar DeRozan for something? Like, should they have just traded everybody? And then I look at the Bucks, and should they have just Giannis is the key. And we go back to it. We love Giannis. We love Giannis. We love what he's meant to Milwaukee. We will never forget 2021 and the championship run and the other number one overall seeds and the positivity. But at some point, like this is not going to be a positive situation. And how do John Horst and Haslam and Edens and Giannis and Giannis's people and Giannis's people's people and all the people involved, how do they figure out kind of like a positive situation to move forward? Because it could get really ugly. The hope is it doesn't get too ugly, but it certainly could. 414-677-1250 is the Nicolay Law Talk and text line. 414-677-1250. The Brewers do get out of the third inning. And so it's still 2-0 Rays as the Brewers are due to bat. Hamilton, Ortiz, and Terang batting for you in the bottom of the third. We look at the Nicolay Talk and text line. Tommy says 414. I grew up in Cudahy, 2 blocks from Vanooks. Loved growing up there and the blue collar work ethic.
Oh yeah, I'm the local. I'm the Cudahegan on the station here.
The Cudahegan.
Yeah, I don't think like Charlie's from Brookfield, so I guess he's like a greater Milwaukee guy. But
sure,
other than that, I think it's just me and Chuck.
Well,
and Josh, right? Oh, Snide is also, but he's in Caledonia now. So now it's like, do you say Milwaukee? Do you say Kenosha?
What about me?
Well, you're Boston. And
I mean, I moved here when I was 14, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you've been here for a long. That just means you're old, dude. That just means
you never played softball for Sparkies in Cudahy. You didn't have like 15 different Sparkies colored T-shirts for each season, summer and fall league.
Did you
year
wear
after year after year?
Did you wear the purple and gold, or was that me who wore the purple and gold? Okay.
I wore the blue and white of Nicolay.
Oh gosh, yeah, of course you did.
I mean,
yeah, it shows. It shows.
Whoa. Wow.
Should we get to Thunder Watch?
Yeah, let's get to Thunder Watch. He's Tommy Wirtz. I'm Mitch Nellis, aka Thunder. Again, Jim Ozarski at 20, John Greenberg from the Milwaukee Admirals at 320. I'm sure Jim Ozarski will make this Bucks discussion way more intelligent and logical than I have over the past hour, because I'm just like spewing emotion at everyone. I'm trying to get to logic. I feel like I did not get there. But we'll get the Thunder Watch and have fun as we wrap things up here on the Mason Crosby Show. Bryce Terang, Bryce Terang, Bryce Terang, Bryce Terang. If you're a WWE fan, you know I'm singing Bryce Terang to the theme of Roman Reigns. Bryce Terang, as predicted on the leadoff show by Mitch Thunder and Ellis, has gone yard.
Yeah.
Let's go. He's the best player in baseball, Tommy.
He's so good, man. He's very good at baseball.
He's a platinum glove second baseman and one of the best hitting middle infielders in all of Major League Baseball. He goes yard, ties the game up at 2. We're tied at 2 in the bottom of the third. Just my heart is full and is swelling with positivity for our guy, Bryce Terang. Who is Contreras on first? How did he get on first?
Another throwing error again.
Another error.
Yeah.
Wow. Tampa's just falling apart. If Yelich can make him pay, that'd be great. This is the Mason Crosby Show. I'm Mitch Nellis. He's Tommy Wirtz. We're wrapping things up here leading into Wisconsin Sports Daily with Steve Sparky Pfeiffer and Mr. Gentle Giant Big Chuck. And we've got, Lewis?
Yeah, north side of Milwaukee.
Yeah, Lewis on the north side of Milwaukee. You are next up on the Mason Crosby Show. What do you got today, Lewis?
Fellas, y'all got to put this Giannis nonsense to bed.
Okay,
right.
Tell me about it.
Y'all see his little brother score some buckets yesterday in the game?
3 free throws, baby. His NBA debut for Alex Antetokounmpo, pride of Whitefish Bay Dominican.
So that tells me Giannis and the Bucks are in good. What? Like, they're going to put the extension in front of him, and he's going to sign it. Nobody can pay Giannis more next year than the Milwaukee Bucks.
True.
Okay?
That is true.
You guys are thirsting for a story. You know what I'm saying?
No, not at all. Not at all. That's not true.
You know, you guys, trade him for picks. So these people.
Well, you got to trade him for something. Lewis, you got to trade him for something.
You don't have to trade him for nothing. If he signs the deal, you don't have to trade him for nothing.
That is true.
It's basic logic, okay? Your chances of having a winning basketball team with one of the best basketball players in the world, and you surround him with 4 or 5 others, is greater.
Yeah, you don't have 4 or 5 others, Lewis. Though you got nobody to surround him with, though.
Listen, you're not making sense, okay? If Giannis is gone, who are you going to surround who?
Nobody. It's going to be terrible for 5 years. They have to rebuild the franchise.
You ever play ball at the YMCA? You ever play ball at the boys?
I play 2-3 times a week.
Okay, the best player stays on the court, correct?
Yes, absolutely. Yep.
Most of the time, I don't care. You could put 4 knuckleheads with the best player. More than likely, they're going to stay on the court, right?
Lewis, I don't disagree. Lewis, I don't disagree with anything you're saying, but here's my question.
It's no different than in the NBA.
All right, here's my question, Lewis. Right. I hear what you're saying, Lewis, but here's my question. If you're Giannis and you look at this team and you're worried about your legacy and you need to win another championship to cement your legacy, if you do, listen, it might be money over legacy. And if it's money over legacy, he's staying with the Bucks. Totally agree. But if it's legacy over money, I think Giannis is going to want to go somewhere else where he has a chance to win an NBA championship, because I don't think he has a chance to win an NBA championship again in Milwaukee.
Okay, so let me explain legacy. I just explained it to you in the beginning of the phone call. This man, has got both of his brothers to play in the NBA. He has won a championship. His resume his legacy is cemented. Okay, if Giannis doesn't play basketball anymore, it's cemented. And you know what's also in cement? That Deer District. And without Giannis, it's probably not built. Okay,
agreed.
That's his legacy. That's his legacy. Okay, so you guys can forget about championships. This. There's only 12, 13 guys every year that gets to win a championship. Okay, only one team does it. You mean to tell me all these, like Giannis said, all those other teams failed? No, everybody got paid. They provide for them their families. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
They are cementing their legacy. So you guys are. It doesn't. So you're telling me if Giannis doesn't win another championship, he doesn't have a good legacy in the NBA?
No. Lewis, I'm telling you, you'd have to ask Giannis.
Answer the question. If Giannis never wins another championship, do you think his legacy is somehow tainted in the NBA?
I think it helps to win a set. I think his legacy is. I mean, listen, you're right. It could be better. And again, Lewis, I can't answer that question. Only Giannis can answer that question. If Giannis feels like another championship is the most important thing to him in the world, then he's going to want to leave Milwaukee. If Giannis believes that the extra $40 to $50 million he'll make, and his brothers being on the roster, and being an all-time like legacy in Milwaukee, that I stayed with one franchise, if he feels that that's the most important thing, then he'll stay. And he's the only one who can answer that.
Yes, and 1 + 1 is 2. We all know this. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Like you're saying, of course, the obvious. We're going to get an answer to this question pretty soon when that contract comes in front of him, right? We're going to get an answer. But you know what I'm saying?
But I think,
telling me.
But Lewis, here's what I think. I think he wants to win a championship. I think he wants to win another championship. I think so. I do think he's going to ask to leave.
You know what I think? I think Giannis is content being in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? He's raised his family here. You know what I'm saying? His dad is buried here. His brothers got to play here. You know, I got a big old property on the lakefront. My whole family's there. You know what I'm saying? I'm great. Do you think if I'm Giannis, I want to go to another city and have all that pressure every day to win? No, he's getting older, man. That man, he's going to kick back with his 3-4 kids, get paid like he's supposed to, and if they happen to be successful again and be competitive, okay, he'll be right there because he's going to hustle every time.
The beautiful thing, Lewis, is that we will all find out together. I appreciate the call. Let's keep this conversation going, okay?
I'm sorry.
Thank you. Thank you. Yep. Nope. It's all good. Thank you so much for calling in. I loved it. Do we have time to jump on Thunder Watch real quick, Tommy?
We got about a minute here. Luke Fickell, Doc Rivers, Chris McIntosh, Giannis, Garrett Mitchell, AJ Green, Jimmy Haslam, concession prices and quality at Pfizer, Jake Woodford, Shaka Smart, Mason Crosby, Greg Gard.
I mean, I guess we could take Jake Woodford off.
Sure.
He's on the team.
Yep.
It's fine. Is there anybody on it?
I don't want to put any bucks on it, to be honest.
You know who I want to put on it? I want to put Angel Sherpa on it just because I'm loving watching him, and I think he's we're not paying enough attention to him yet.
All right, I got it.
So he's on Thunder Watch because everybody should watch Sherpa.
Got it.
Awesome. He is Tommy Wirtz. My name is Mitch Nellis. We're back to a full 2-hour show tomorrow. Mason Crosby's back tomorrow. Wisconsin Sports Daily with Sparky and Chuck coming up. Let's enjoy this Brewers game. Let's get some more runs. Let's get some more hits. Let's go, crew. Let's get a win. This is the Mason Crosby Show.
I was